listening to, I say you are listening to, you are absolutely listening to the George Espenlaub Show, coming to you live from the Funny Farm. Now, with no further ado, here comes Georgie!
Hubba, hubba, hubba. All right, y'all go ahead with your bad self. Yeah. Yes, indeedy. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie, for that fine introduction. Hey, gang, it's Friday night, and we are live right here at the Funny Farm in a place called Our World. And I'll guarantee you it's a whole lot safer in our world than it is in yours. We're delighted, whether you're down the street, around the corner, across America, or somewhere around this world. We want you to come in. The chat room doors are open. We want you to come in. And we don't have a seat. I can't tell you to sit down. We don't have a seat because there's no chairs here. We do a lot of dancing around here and other things also. But come into the chat room, mingle with some fine people from all over the place. They're starting to gather. They're starting to gather in now. They'll be stomping in here pretty soon. But we want you to come in, and we want you to enjoy yourself. And as I say, every single night, we have two goals here in mind on this show. One is to bring a smile on your face. And if we can make you laugh, we are going to be exceptionally happy. And the other thing that we want to do here is to make you goofy as the rest of us. Yeah. If we can do one or two things, we'll be very happy. If we can do both of those things, we will be delighted. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to reach out, however you reach out nowadays. And my goodness gracious, there's multiple ways to reach out to people. Call them, text them, email them, all those things. Reach out and tell somebody that the George Espenlaub Show is live right now on Spreaker.com. So come one, come all, from near, far, and wide, and enjoy the show tonight because we have got another good one planned for you. We have with us tonight Mr. Rick Lally. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, he can correct me, out of Kansas City, Kansas. And he has what I call sweet music. Oh, my goodness. It is sweet music. And so, with no further ado, I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Rick Lally, out of Kansas City, Kansas. Rick, welcome to the George Espenlaub Show.
Nice to be here, George.
You, go ahead.
I was just wondering, I know I sent you some music, and I don't remember all the ones I sent you, so I'm kind of curious as to what you might play tonight.
You sent me about 10 of them, and I think if I got them written down here, if I get my eyes focused right, some from the album It's High Time, some from the album Down in Jamaica, and I think there's a couple, maybe one, from the album One Shy Brick. So, you sent me about 10 songs, and I listened to every one of them several times. That's why I said you bring tonight that sweet music, that I like it. That's the only way I can describe it, is it's sweet music, and we are glad that you are here with us tonight, Rick.
Well, it's awesome that you have me.
So, what I usually ask all of our guests, and we have them from all walks of life, but we usually start out something like this. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, how long you've been doing this, how you got involved in that, and, all that good stuff.
Well, that's pretty easy. I'm originally from Chicago. I was born in Chicago and lived there until I was 16, and that's when my dad got transferred to Kansas City area, and I've been in the Kansas City metro since then. But as far as music goes, my first thing with music was my aunt bought me a guitar at a garage sale and refinished it, fixed it up, and gave me a songbook, showed me some chords, and I've had a musical instrument ever since, and that was at 10 years old.
I'm always amazed when I talk to the artists of how they got started. We had a fellow on Tuesday night that he never started playing until he was almost 20 years old. And I mean, this guy just flat out gets it done. And then we had Cass Clayton on with us last night. I mean, the range of her voice, the talent that she has. She never started singing till 5 years ago. And it always amazes me, the stories behind the artists of how they got started. So you got your first guitar when you was 10. So what happened? Did someone teach you? I mean, like your aunt teach you, or did you just strum it out? And how'd that all happen?
Well, I played around with it as much as I could, but I didn't know anything. I was not really even a guitar player at the time, but my aunt taught me a few chords, and it was always nice when I could actually hold the strings down well enough to be able to make a chord ring out. But I think I mentioned to you a little bit earlier is that as I started learning chords and got to play a little bit better, I would try to play other people's music and I'd get frustrated. So I would just put chords together myself and started writing that way. And my very first song I wrote at 13, and it's really 4 chords where I did some finger picking on the song. And I actually put that song on my It's High Time album. Finally got a decent recording of it. I'm sure the first time I played it, it sounded awful.
What's the name
that's
of
what bedrooms are for.
Yeah.
You're going to hide in your bedroom and play guitar.
What's the name of that song?
It is called Falcon Hill.
Wow. And that's the first one that you wrote?
That's the very first song I ever wrote.
Wow.
And it took me years and years and years and years to finally get a recording of it and release it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, Romans, and countrymen, give me both of your ears because we're going to play Rick Lally, and I love this, I Can't Breathe.
I've been feeling these emotions. They've been hanging around for years. I don't really want to face them. They've been bringing me to tears. But they're gone. Now they're gone. Life has been a roller our ups and downs. One day dancing in the stardust, next time laying on the ground. Now I'm gone. Yes, I'm gone. Close to, but that was so hard to see. Thought that this would make it easy. Was only thinking about me. Now I'm gone. I was wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I said Rick's music is sweet. Let me say this, because I'll get in trouble if I don't. Tonight's show is sponsored by Grummy's Custom Flags. That's GRUMMY''S, Grummy's Custom Flags. He does custom-made wood flags, made to order, with the logo of your choice. Look him up on Facebook. That's Grummy's, GRUMMY''S, Custom Flags. Call him. Call Travis, 814. That's 814-207-5489. And you look him up on Facebook. He does some spectacular work. That number again, 814-207-5489. And you tell him Espenlaub sent you, and he'll know exactly who you're talking about. Rick, your website is ricklally.com, right?
That's correct.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can go to Rick Lally. That's Lally. ricklally.com. Run through that website. These websites are just awesome. I run across these websites every single day, sometimes several a day, and they are just spectacular. All the information is right there. That's Rick Lally, Lally. So make sure you get there, .com. Rick, and I'm assuming that people can get your music. Can they get it on your website?
Yeah, I've got my music on my website. Of course, it's also on almost any place you can imagine, as far as like Spotify or Apple Music, Amazon, all those places. I find it sometimes where places I didn't even know it was there.
I do that myself. I find myself places that I didn't even know how I got there. But that's another story. You've got a band, R2 Alchemy. Tell me about your band.
It's kind of a long story. For probably about 6-7 years, I was playing with a band called Three Brick Shy, and that band has just kind of gone to where, well, it was time to be done with that. So when that happened, I pretty much formed another band with a drummer and a friend of mine who's a songwriter also, and we mostly were doing it for, just to get gigs and be in front of people playing. But most of the music I do solo. I do a lot of music that's just solo studio type of work. R2 Alchemy has kind of been my opportunity to be in front of people playing more often. But we're actually going to take a sabbatical for a while. And I think that's kind of a good thing for me because I'm working on a new album that I've actually been putting a lot of time into. The song that you just heard, I Can't Breathe, I actually had some really talented studio musicians come in, a drummer and a sax player and a bass player. So I've learned that I can only do so much myself in the studio. And then I have to bring in somebody who actually can play certain instruments really well. I mean, occasionally I get lucky and can do some things all by myself, but it's so much better to have some real talented musicians come in and help me. And I'm doing a little bit more of that with this next release, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Any idea when that will be released?
Well, my initial goal was to have it done in October, but that seems to be coming up so quick that I'm not sure I'll be able to make that happen. And the last thing I want to do is rush it because I want it to be the best it can be.
Right.
So I got my fingers crossed, but I also have my doubts.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Lally, LALLY.com. Go there, get his music, iTunes, Google, Spotify, all them places that it's available nowadays. And Rick, lest I forget, because we're going to play another one of your songs, lest I forget, after this song, let's chat a little bit about the modern technology and how it helps you guys in the music world. All righty?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's one from his album Down in Jamaica.
about no worries, 'cause I ain't got none. Well, I've been catching a wave and I've been soaking up the sun, and I ain't trying to get nothing else done, 'cause I'm down in Jamaica and I've been drinking some rum. Down in Jamaica, I've been having some fun. Down in Jamaica, I've been drinking some rum. That's where you'll find me when the work is done. So don't remind me about no worries, 'cause you know I ain't got none. Ain't got none. No, I ain't got none. Down in Jamaica, I've been having some fun. Down in Jamaica, well, I've been drinking some rum. Down in Jamaica, dancing naked in the sun.
Wow, I like that. Hey, Rick, when I was listening to it, and I've heard it 2 or 3 times, or about 3 times now, I get this picture in my mind of people at a party or at an establishment, and this music comes on, and they're out there and they're dancing, and it's I call it a happy song. It's one of those happy songs that when you get to the chorus, everybody knows the words and everybody sings it right along with you. I don't know if that's happened or not, but in my mind, and with this gang around here, when we throw a party, I know that that's what they would be doing. Have you found that to be the case anywhere? Did we lose them? I hope not. Rick, are you still there? Perhaps we lost them.
Oh, sorry, I was talking and realized I had it muted.
Oh, that's all right. Hey, listen, I've done that a bunch of times. So you could hear what I asked you?
Yeah. There's a friend of mine, his son says, like, that song should be done by Kenny Chesney. It'd be big. So called Kenny and let's get that done. But no, a lot of people like that song, and it's actually a true story, because I wrote the song, and because I had a friend of mine who was writing a song, or had a song about being down in Mexico and stuff. So I was working on this particular song, and then the words started coming to me, and what fit in there was Jamaica, but I had never been to Jamaica. So what I decided is I have to go to Jamaica, and it's just like the song. So it's a true story.
I've been to Jamaica, and man, that song in Jamaica, they just go hand in glove. So you did a fine job. And I know you've got another engagement, and we won't keep you long. We'll keep you as long as we can. But this technology, this modern day technology, much different today than it was back in the old days, isn't it?
It definitely is. I mean, having a home studio back in the day, you probably had to invest a lot of money and a lot of time learning, where today's technology has gotten so much more so easy now, where almost anybody can make music now. That doesn't always mean it's going to be good music,
Right.
but they can have the equipment and everything that they need in a home studio, and it's amazing what can be done. Years past, I'm sure. I mean, I started with the 4-track cassette player that, I could have 4 separate tracks, so I could put vocal on one and a guitar on another, and then I'd have maybe one more track with bass or something like drums, and then you actually would do a process where you'd bounce it all down to one track, and then you'd have 3 more open to do some more stuff with. I mean, basically how the Beatles started, with 4 and 8 tracks way back in the day. Of course, they had all the expensive equipment.
Yes.
But one thing that I will tell you about is I wrote an article for indie music website. I can't think of the name of it right at the moment, but I actually have the article on my website. And what I did was I basically explain in the article, if you have a home studio and can do most of the things you do yourself, recording it, what the costs are behind all that, So as far as supporting indie music, I think it's really important that, if you find artists that you like and they have good music that you like, it's important to play their music, stream it, buy a copy, download it, support those artists, because they can put a lot of times several $1,000s into producing an album. And nowadays it's like you almost have to have like 1 million streams just to make $1,000. So, anybody that's out there as an indie artist, I don't think people always realize how important it is to throw your support their way, because it makes it a lot easier for the artist when they have the resources and don't always have to be putting themselves out there at their own expense completely. But it's a good article. If you get a chance to read it, you should check it out.
We always bring people on the show because I have always said, and I will stand by it till the day I leave Earth, it's not, and I like music. I love music. I've always loved music. But it's not always the names that's up on the marquees and this, that, those, and these. There are so many people out there, especially now with the technology, that is producing such talented music. I mean, talent, playing, arranging, writing, producing, the whole 9 yards. And that's why on our show, we bring, what I want to say, we bring regular people. We bring artists on board, and we showcase their music, and we get it out there in front of people, let them hear it. And that's what it's all about, because, the bright light isn't always the best light. But there's people out there that's not well known, and on and on and on it goes. That's the kind of people that we want to really reach out to, put their music out there, and then just let it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, She's My Sunny Day.
See her face again. She's walking my way. Time and time again, she takes my breath away. There's nothing I can do, and there's nothing I can say. She's my sunny day. She's my sunny day. She's a light for me, the brightest shining ray. Never question if I should go or stay. There's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can say. She's my sunny day. She's my sunny day. And there's no way I'd live without her. And you know I'd never stray. Because I am all about her. She knows she's my sunny day. I see her face again. She's walking my way. Time and time again, she takes my breath away. There's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can say. She's my sunny day. She's my sunny day. She's my sunny day. She's my sunny day.
Sweet, sweet, sweet music. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us tonight Mr. Rick Lally, and we're gonna have to we're gonna cut him loose because he got an engagement. But Rick, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep playing your music, and I want to say thank you for giving us your time. I know you're a busy man. Please say hello to the rest of the band, and I want you to come back at a future date. Will you do that?
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me, and I'm sorry I didn't have more time today, but you know, it's Labor Day weekend and everybody's going every which way but loose.
Yep.
Well, they're probably going loose too.
That's what I was going to say. If they're not loose, they're going to get loose. I'll guarantee that. But
Yeah.
But listen, you've got my information. If you need anything, and I tell all of our guests this, and I mean this, if you need anything, you contact me. You know, email me, call me, the whole schmear. Just let me know, and we'll do our small part to help you out. And we're going to push this. We'll push your website. We're going to keep playing your music. You got some sweet, sweet music, brother. And you tell the rest of the band.
I appreciate it.
Tell them that Espenlaub just really eats this stuff up. You've been so kind to come on. I thank you, Rick, and tell everybody I said hello and get back to me, and we'll bring you back again. Will that be all right?
That sounds good.
All right.
I look forward to it.
All right, old buddy. Be safe this weekend.
You too.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Rick Lally, L-A-L-L-Y. Go to his website, Rick Lally, L-A-L-L-Y, Rick Lally, Lally.com. My, he got some sweet, sweet music. And we're going to play this one right here while I catch my breath.
Like a river free and flowing down the mountain into the sea. All the momentum that keeps me going, and the current is good to me, so I go with the flow. Oh, well, I go with the flow till I get there. Just like a bird, well, I'm high flying. I chase the wind and I catch the breeze. Don't have to worry about arriving, because the flow will carry me, so I go with the flow. Oh, well, I go with the flow till I get there. Sometimes it ain't easy. No, to float without a care. Oh, you always find a way when you go with the flow. Well, you'll get just like a river, I'm free and flowing down the mountain into the sea. All the momentum keeps me going, and the current is good to me, so I go with the flow. Oh, well, I go with the flow till I get there. Yes, I go with the flow. Well, I go with the flow till I get
Mr. Rick Lally, Lally. If I'm not careful, I'm going to go Lally, but no, seriously, Rick Lally, Lally. Look him up, ricklally.com. Sweet, sweet, sweet sounding music. I need to say this because if I don't, I know I will really get in trouble. I'm looking for something here. I know I'll get in trouble, and I was told by a certain person that I better mention this tonight. Listen, you ever been to a ring bomb party? Well, here's your chance. If you're local, we're going to have Maxine and Walter, and I'm going to be there with them. We're going to have a ring bomb party on the porch, or a porch ring bomb party, however you want to say it. But we're going to be located at 513 Willow Street in Laurel, Delaware. That's 513 Willow Street in Laurel, Delaware. And everybody's going to gather there, and it's going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and run until 2 in the afternoon. And so Maxine made me promise that I would tell everybody about the ring bomb party that her and Walter is going to have. I'm going to be there. We might even go live while we're at the ring bomb party just to see what happens, because that's a crazy bunch of people, I'm telling you. But be there, 513 Willow Street, Laurel, Delaware, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can drop your own ring bomb, visit, watch it, and then you'll see a most beautiful ring. So join Maxine and Walter tomorrow morning, 513 Willow Street, Laurel, Delaware, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Flip it away, Rick Lally.
I get the feeling like I'm going insane. Pictures of you washing through my brain. I'm soaking it up, yet you're slipping away from view. I could go searching, move to LA, pick a guitar on the beach all day, or write an old song about you slipping away from view. Life goes by much too quickly. I can't remember your face. Somebody else has taken my place. Felt the warmth of the sun today. It touched the horizon, then it started to fade. Just like a memory, now you're slipping away from view. Life goes by much too quickly. I can't remember your face. Somebody else has taken my place. Slipping away. Slipping away. Slipping away.
Slipping Away by Rick Lally. And we were so fortunate to have Rick in the chair. That's what we call it when we interview people. Rick was in the chair. He couldn't stay long. He had an engagement, but we were thankful for the time that he has given us. Go to his website, Rick Lally, Rick, Lally, ricklally.com. There you can purchase his music. watch the videos, listen to the music, bounce off of there into other places where you can get the music. So support them, support them. All these artists that we've had on this week, and the artists that we've had on prior weeks, and the artists that we're going to have on in the future, get behind them, support them, because they are making some great, great music. And we all heard some great, great music this week. I do need to say this, and we've neglected to say it, and there are several reasons behind it, but nonetheless, we have had a blog site for a number of years. And if you go to the espenblog.com, let me spell that to you. TheEspenblog. The Espenblog. TheEspenblog. Once you do it a couple of times, then it kind of makes sense. The Espenblog. We've had that website up for I don't know how long. We've had over 1 million hits on that puppy, and we want to invite you to go there and look around. We've got multiple writers there. Hit the welcome page and the about page and all that, and that'll tell you what that website is all about. Now, listen, when you go in there, let your imagination click on, because you're going to need it. We write some serious stuff. We write a lot of lighthearted, funny stuff. We write about life experiences, perhaps in a different way than other people write about it. But go to the espenblog.com. And by the way, while you're there, if you want to listen to the previous night's or tonight's show or whatever, just hit the little arrow on the player, and you can listen to the George Espenlaub show right there while you're, what'd somebody call it last night? Something, I don't know. Paula, you said something when you go on the web, and I can't remember what it was, but it was funny. But go to the espenblog.com, TheEspenblog.com. Almost forgot what it was myself. There you can meet Harvey and Charlie and Miss Ernestine. You'll read about Gertrude Duflicki, Dorothy the opera singer. You'll see the story behind this whole Funny Farm bit. So make sure you go there, theespenblog.com. It was, what was it? Something creeping. But anyhow, maybe it'll come to me while we play this next song. It's High Time.
Inside of me, it's just time to be set free. It's high time to let it flow. It's high time for the show. Seems that I have time to sit down and make my rhyme. So I decided to take control and just let the music flow. high time to let it flow. It's high time for the show. If you feel it inside of you, there's only one thing you should do. Channel all of that energy. Let it go, just set it free. It's high time to let it flow. It's high time for the show. It's high time to let it flow. It's high time for the show. It's high time. It's high time. It's high time. It's high time. It's high time for the show.
Oi, 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 oi.
His name's Peter, and he's been around a long, long time, and we've got to. That's not good English. We have to get him to the Funny Farm Clinic to get that cough looked at. Our doctors are highly qualified. They are credentialed. So, Peter, you have nothing to worry about. I mean, you know, we have our own. We're self-sustained here at the Funny Farm, so you shouldn't have any worries, none whatsoever. None.
Sometimes I look inside my head as fleeting thoughts get caught in the web. Sometimes they stream by, oh so fast, from the future to the past. Maybe sometimes just don't last. Don't last. Inside my
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Rick Lally. And he was with us tonight. He was in the chair, and he spoke to us about his music, about the band, and all those things. Go to Rick Lally, LALLY.com, ricklally.com, and you can read all about it. Get behind and support the music. I do want to say this before we leave you tonight, and listen to me very carefully. I want to thank each and every one of the artists that gave their time, and they were so gracious to come on the George Espenlaub show, and we had a beautiful chat with each and every one of them, and we showcased their music. Monday night, it was Melmo and the Middlemen. Fantastic. Tuesday night, it was Zach Day. Fantastic. Wednesday night, and man, we threw this puppy together quick and in a hurry. We had Ryan Chris and the Rough Cuts with us. Last night, we had Cass Clayton, and we showcased the music of Cass Clayton Band. Tonight, we had Mr. Rick Lally out of Kansas City, Kansas. It's just been an incredible week, and I can't leave until I say a great big thank you. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. A great big thank you to Tracy Cherhart out of Denver, Colorado. She helped me put this thing together. I mean, she was the point lady. She spearheaded this whole thing. She made contacts, telephone calls, emails, PMs. I mean, she used the whole gamut of stuff to reach out to people. And my hat's off to it. Thank you so very, very much, Miss Tracy. And you'll be hearing more from her and more about her in the weeks to come. We're going to have her on Ladies Afternoon at the Farm. And so you'll hear all about it. I also want to thank Mr. John Bundy out of Denver, Colorado, because he is the man who helped us put together getting a hold of Brian Chris on Wednesday. He spearheaded that attack, and it was most successful to everyone that listened, to everyone that's listening, to everyone that is going to listen, because you can go on to Spreaker.com, the George Espenlaub Show. You can listen to all the previous shows that we've ever done, and you can download them. You can listen to them. Download as many as you want. It doesn't cost you anything. Do with them what you want. You can catch us on YouTube. Every show that we've ever done is up there on YouTube, SoundCloud. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. In iTunes. We're on Google. It just goes on and on and on and on. A man told me out of Pittsburgh the other day that we're syndicated. I said, okay. Sometimes them words are just too much for me. And so I just say, okay, thank you very much. And I just keep moving on. But nonetheless, listen, I've had a ball. We're going to take Monday night off because it's the holidays. Last day of summer, I guess, according to culture. Not actual date, but last day of summer. Tuesday night, you don't want to miss it. Tuesday night. If you missed any of these shows this week, as we did our foot tapping, finger snapping, head bobbing, booty shaking week, if you missed anything, Tuesday night we're coming back and we're going to put all these artists' music together. And we're going to play it, some from Melmo and the Middlemen, some from Zach Day, and down the line we're going to go. We're just going to put everything together, mix it up, and throw it out there for your pleasure. So you don't want to miss Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on Spreaker.com. Tell your friends, your family, those around you, those near, far, and wide, to make sure they tune into the George Espenlaub Show, because there are some interesting things that's going on and some other interesting things that's going to take place. Wednesday night we'll have a a super duper friend of mine by the name of Stan Williams. Friday night next week, you don't want to miss it. We're going to have part 2 of Raleigh Sadler. He is the man that fights against human trafficking. You don't want to miss that. It's relevant for each and every one of us. Then the following week, we're going to have Mr. Ed Temple back on the 9th of September. On the 11th, we're going to pull a doubleheader. Yeah, we are. We're going to do one in the afternoon, and we're going to do one at night. And we're going to have some great artists with us. One in the afternoon, one at night. So, I mean, we got them booked up. We got them coming in. So, make sure you tell people, listen to the George Espenlaub Show. I appreciate each and every one of you for what you've done, your fine comments, your support. And from me and all the people here at the Funny Farm, until Tuesday. Oh, I hate that. That's so far away. Until Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, this is George Espenlaub saying, it's a weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Y'all be careful out there. And mind your P's and Q's and watch what you're doing. Have fun, but please be careful. Until then, I say good night. If it's daytime where you're at, have a great day. If it's nighttime, have a great night. And I'll see you Tuesday night. We'll be working all weekend behind the scenes. So God bless you, and I'll see you then.